What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Henotic Path Podcast. My name is Joshua. I am your host. Sponsors of today's show are Henotic Hemp CBD supplements. Henotic Hemp offers a full lineup of capsules, oils, topicals, gummies, anything you need to sleep, move, think, and feel your best, the way that nature always intended. If you're looking for something natural, something to give you a boost, something to give you an edge, definitely check out Henotic Hemp at henotichemp.com. Second sponsor of the show is Whitney's Window Cleaning, LLC. If you are in the Southeast Michigan area and need residential window cleaning done, please contact Whitney's Window Cleaning at whitneyswindowcleaning@gmail.com. I specialize in construction, new build, cleanups especially, and residential home window cleans. So, all right. This is a big one. I'm new at this podcast thing, and yesterday, on the 10th of September, Charlie Kirk was assassinated in front of thousands of people, in front of his wife, in front of his kids. And the video of him being shot is probably the worst thing I've ever seen. And now there's people online celebrating that because they disagree with the things that he spoke about. We've entered into a new time. This week, there was the Ukrainian refugee girl. She was stabbed to death on a train down in North Carolina, I believe. There was no news coverage of that, none, from left-wing outlets. And I'm not a political person. I hate saying the term left-wing, but it's become very clear that there are certain people who are pro-violence, and there's certain people who are pro-censorship, and those two things go in direct opposition of my values. And I think those things are in opposition of most of Americans' values. We've entered into a dark space here. It's very interesting. We had the blood moon, the full moon, lunar eclipse, then the 999 date on Monday. If you add up the numbers of 2025, they equal 9. So in the astrological community, spiritual community, it was the 999 portal. I'm not well versed on astrology, but when I look out at the world, when I just put pieces together that I've gathered over the years, it just makes sense to me that everything's connected, that everything is connected. There's no separation. And I'm not one for stoking separation. I'm not one for stoking division. I've watched, like everybody else has for years, really starting with COVID, just how corrupt certain bodies of influence and certain bodies of authority really are. And if you haven't been able to notice that corruption and you're just following along blindly with what the TV is telling you, like, what are you doing? You are not thinking. Where is your awareness? yeah, both sides are terrible. Politics are terrible. The biggest religion in America is not Christianity. It's not Islam. It's politics. It's its own ideology, and it has two sides, right and left. And darkness, dark forces, dark energy, the negative polarity wants to infuse separation. It wants to infuse confusion into people. And it does a good job of it. It does a very good job of it. I am by no means saying that I know the way or that I know the truth, but I know what the truth isn't. I know what the way isn't. And ideology, whether it be a religion, whether it be politics, whether it be a cult, whatever it is, ideology is a trap. It is a trap. And I see so many people who are stuck in the trap of belief, of thinking they know the answers. Many of the people I love, my family, my family's family, they're trapped. They're stuck. What happened yesterday to Charlie Kirk? A 31-year-old man. He's a father of 2 young kids. What happened to him was wrong. And we are seeing just how deeply the infection of this woke virus, whatever you want to call it, has gone. People are celebrating his murder. I was not a follower of Charlie Kirk. I did not really gel with his content or his debate style or the way that he would go about doing what he did. It wasn't really my thing. But he did not deserve to die. He did not deserve to die. He stood for things. He had values. He stood for free speech. He stood for family. He stood for pursuing the truth. Pursuing the truth. Truth is my highest value, personally. Seeking what is true, trying to figure out what is true, trying to be as honest as I can with myself, with others. Charlie's truth was much different than mine, but he was seeking the truth genuinely. And for that, I admire him. I admire his courage to do what he did, because he knew it was dangerous. He knew what he was doing. He knew he was pushing, and he pushed and he pushed. But he believed in what he was doing, and he never did anything but speak. He used his voice. I know he inspired millions of people, especially young people who are utterly confused right now. The school systems and just everything that we can see, just all of the utter confusion. I believe he was some kind of light for the younger generation, to at least point them in some direction that was constructive, some direction that was not victim mentality, that was trying to build them up, teach them to stand up straight with their shoulders back, to not be afraid, to have courage, to seek the truth. He talked so much about the value of free speech. And if we lose our ability to speak, we are in for very, very dark times together. That is the first step. That is how the greatest atrocities of the world have happened, is when people are not able to speak, when they're not able to talk and speak freely and pursue truth. This time we're in now, it is different. It feels different. It feels different now. It feels very different. I shared like I said, I wasn't a big fan of Charlie, right? But I found a video yesterday of him, very uncontroversial video of him, talking about how, he's made it in life. He's done amazing things, gone places, met the, best people in the world, or whatever, important people in the world. And he's got it. He made it. And he was saying that what truly matters after making it, after getting all the things, what actually matters is not that stuff. It's his relationship with the divine, his relationship with his friends and family, and his relationship with the truth. That was the message of the video. And it came across my feed. I resonated with that message. I believe that message to be true. And I shared it. And this woman who I don't know well, we've had some conversations at the gym, and when I first met her, she's been through a lot. When I first met her, we connected on something so deep, because she spoke to this truth about who she was and who she knew she was after circumstances had happened to her. I don't want to share details, but she had been through a lot, and she was still showing up, going to the gym, having a positive attitude, and then talking to me about how, the core of her can never be hurt. Okay, so we connected on that, and that was a couple years ago. And she commented on my video, and she said, "This is such a disappointing way to find out you're a Nazi fascist." I laughed when I saw it. I'm like, whoa, like, whoa, right? But this is where we are. This is where people are at. This is the mental health, the spiritual health of so many people has been infected with darkness. This is darkness. I mean, think about that. Nazi fascist. Many of you don't know me. Maybe some of you do. If you do, you know that I'm definitely not a Nazi fascist. Like, that word Nazi has been so degraded. It doesn't mean anything anymore. It's just thrown around in the wind. Like, what does it even mean? What do you mean when you say that? People don't know. They're swept up in this wave, in this hurricane of confusion and chaos, and it's just this mob mentality that just brings out these demons. And don't get me wrong, we all have our demons. I got my demons, trust me. But some people's demons are just, it's real stuff. It's real stuff. Darkness is real. I consider myself a soldier for the light. I'm a soldier for the light. I'm here to serve the light, to know the light, to find the light, and to be the light. That's what I'm here for. That is my mission. That is my purpose. Okay, I'm here to awaken. I'm here to discard the layers and layers and layers of conditioning and delusion and illusions and confusion and all of the things that I have accumulated over my lifetime until starting to wake up back in 2017. I am working to get back to home. I'm working to remember. I'm working to find that place within myself, the still place within myself, the place that has never been born, will never die, the part of me that is God. I am working to find that place in myself. This war, you could say we're in, this spiritual war is a real thing. And there are people and ideas that are here to work for darkness. And it's okay. It's my belief is that ultimately this whole thing, everything is one thing. If I look out into the world and I can remember to see it all as God. It's a very interesting thought experiment if you've never tried that. Every single thing, look at it, see it. See the consciousness, no matter how minute, in every single thing. And you see God, you see the energy, you see everything. It's all connected. It is all connected. I heard recently that the entire mass of the universe, if shrunk down, if all the empty space was taken away, could fit inside of an atom. What does that mean? You figure it out. You figure it out for you. But all of these things that are happening, these bad things, these negative things, these tragic things, these things that are horrible to look at, horrible to experience. It all has its part. It all has its part. Cancer, we can agree is not something that any of us want or any of us want to deal with. But we can have compassion for that cancer. We can take a position of, what is this thing trying to teach me? How is this thing trying to make me grow? We can do that. Cancer needs to be eradicated. It needs to be eradicated. And I think that's what we're dealing with here. We're dealing with a cancer that has infected people. The media is just, it's like, I don't know how you could be a person of any kind of integrity, with any kind of value, with any kind of awareness, and do certain things in this world. But that's me. That's my thing, right? That's my stuff. But like, there's people who work at these big media corporations, and there was people who were like, why are we not covering this story about the Ukrainian girl who got stabbed? Why are we not covering that? And for them to like say, no, we're not running that story. None of the left-leaning outlets touched that story. Maybe they have now. But like, what is that? What is going on there? What is going on there? And how can if you think about that, how can you not question, like, where is it's not adding up. And again, both sides have their stuff. I'm not saying that one side's right, but I think that's like the immediate, knee-jerk reaction is to like, oh, I'm not going to think about this. I'm going to blame this other thing that I think is bad and I think is worse or something. It's all bad. Like, have some courage. Have some integrity and start to think for yourself. Start to ask questions about, like, what's really going on? Why do I believe the things I'm believing? Like, who's told me this? What are their intentions? Who is paying them? They say follow the money. It's like, yeah, follow the money. Like, Kennedy just got grilled, right? Senator Kennedy. He is, we've been watching our country get sicker, get more infertile, get just more and more disease year after year, more and more chronic things. And he's the only person who's asking what's going on. He's the only person who's he's spearheading this. And you have all of these politicians who are bought and paid for by these pharmaceutical companies who are grilling him and trying to make him out like he's unfit for service. Like, wake up. Wake up. Think about what is going on here. Nobody's perfect. Nobody is perfect. It's like we have this weird moral like high horse that we all ride. It's like, oh, this person did this little thing and that's it, off with their head. They made a mistake, off with their head. I think this idea that we can't be wrong about things, this idea that we have to know things, that we have to have the answers to things, it's toxic, and it squashes the pursuit of truth. It absolutely just obliviates it. Once you've decided something, that's it. That's it for you. You know. You can't know anything else. What happened yesterday to Charlie Kirk, it is going to ignite something fierce in many of us. I know I've felt it. When I read that comment about being a Nazi fascist, I laughed, but it also woke something up in me. It's just like, you want to wake up the lion. Like, okay, like, let's go. Because I'm not afraid, and I know many other people are not afraid. I know that we have been bullied and talked down on, and just made to feel like idiots, called racists, Nazis, all these horrible things that are just absolutely not true. And I think the people saying them know what they're saying isn't true. Maybe some of them are just that oblivious. But this all goes back to like truth, and honesty, like, and courage, being able to call out people within your own party. If we're going to go back to politics, like, this ideology, this religion of politics, if you're in the right, you can't call out the corruption of the people in your party. You have to turn a blind eye to it and then deflect and then blame, the other side. The right does it to the left does it to the right. And it's wrong. It's immoral. There's no real integrity there. We can't twist the fabric of reality and not expect it not to snap the fuck back on us. You can twist it, and you can twist it, and you can twist it, You can twist it for a while, but eventually it's like it snaps the fuck back. Karma. I want to talk about karma for a second. Karma is not a punishment. Okay? Karma is it's a result of your past actions. And there's right action, there's wrong action, and there's inaction. If you do the right thing, you will reap positive things from that action. If you do the wrong thing, you'll reap negative action. You'll reap negative results. That's pretty simple. But so many of us, for whatever reason, think that we can get away with doing things that are not true. That we can get away with having all these ulterior motives and not being genuine and saying one thing but doing another, and doing this over and over and over and over again. And that catches up to you. You will not escape. You won't escape anything that you do. And I'm not saying this as a judgment. I'm saying this to myself. Like, I know this. My soul, I will reap the consequences of all my actions. I am right where I am supposed to be based on my past actions. I am exactly where I'm supposed to be. And I believe that every single one of us is. The soul, the spirit, we can lose our connection. We can lose our connection to what we are. And we can lose our connection to God. And we can lose our connection to nature and truth. And many of us, maybe all of us, have lost that connection. We've lost it. But we can find it again. We can get it back. We can remember. We can wake up. We can wake up. We can start to treat this world with respect. We can start to treat each other with respect. We can start to treat ourselves with respect. Right? Start there. Start there. And this is a big one for me. Treating myself with respect, loving myself, holding myself accountable, doing the right thing when nobody's watching, right? It's hard. It's very hard. But the more that I can do that, the more that we can do that, the more that we can take care of these God-given temples from the Creator. Like, we are a part of creation. We are awake. We are conscious. We have the ability to make decisions and create things. But how many of us are just completely wasting it? How many of us are completely degrading ourselves, our bodies, our minds, our spirits? Like, there's so many layers. There's so many layers to it. You start with your physical self, right? That's where it all begins. That's where the awakening begins. You realize, oh, shit, I have this incredible thing, body, meat suit, that I get to, move around in this insane world in. Maybe I should take good care of it. Maybe I should move it and exercise. Maybe I should eat better and drink clean water and not put toxic chemicals all over my body in the bathroom, Little things, little things, right? But easy to do, easy to not do. But that's where it starts. It starts with taking care of your health, with yourself, with your physical being. And then the mind, right? Taking care of the mind. Being mindful and cognizant and discerning about what you allow into your mind. What kind of music you're listening to, the messages you're receiving, the things that you let into your being. We have to be like the guard at the gate, man. What passes through this gate, what passes out of this gate, it matters. It truly matters. And sure, you can go this whole lifetime without caring about it, whatever. You're going to learn stuff. Your soul's going to learn stuff. You'll come back. You'll try again, right? But if you're serious about waking up, if you're serious about wanting to live a life that has true meaning and true purpose, where you're not pursuing things that don't really matter, you got to do some things. You have to change a lot of things, right? Most of us have to change a lot of things to really do that. And it's never too late to start. It's never too late to start. The journey of waking up and removing all those layers that I was talking about earlier, it's scary and it's hard, and it's you have to let things burn away that you might have thought were absolute. And you have to trust that it's going to be okay. You have to be able to let go. Because that's what we're doing. We're all holding on to so much stuff that we don't need to hold on to anymore. So much. For me, this is where the medicine, the plant medicine, that I work with, this is where these things come into, practice for me, is helping me to clean and helping me to let go, helping me to release the things that I just need to let go of. And it's funny, it's like this stuff, the medicine will take you right up to that point, right up to it. It'll give you the key, it'll hand you the key, but you have to put the key in, and you have to turn the lock, and you have to drop those chains. It's still up to you, to the very last moment. And that moment of surrender, of complete letting go, of complete trust, it is, you want to talk about being born again, right? Like in the Christian religion, they talk about being born again. That's not just saying a few words. It's not believing in something. It's not, truth doesn't require your belief. Truth does not require your faith. Truth is. And to touch that, well, that is if we want to be able to look into the sun, right? Imagine looking into the sun. Imagine the sun as truth. You can't look. It's too bright. It's too blinding, right? But so many of us, we're still stuck down in the cave. You ever heard, the Plato's cave, the allegory? People are locked down in the cave, and there's people with fire and shadows, casting shadows onto the walls in front of these people that are locked in chains, and people think that is reality. They think that is all that there is, right? Obviously, that's not true. But those people have to unlock their chains, and they have to trust stepping into the unknown, making their way out of the cave, seeing that, there's people, waving things with fire and making shadows. Like, is that reality? No, that's not it either. There's layers, and they walk out of the cave, to the surface of the earth. Is this the truth? Is this reality? No. The sun, the highest thing, the highest good, that is the truth. Can you get to the place where you can see that? Can you get to the place where you can look at that and trust that you'll be okay? That's something to think about right there, right? That's something to think about. Yeah, now is not a time We can't play any more games. We can't play any more games. A line was crossed, and it's okay. It's okay. Charlie's family, they're going to be okay. Charlie, he's okay. He's all right. He's good. He's good. And I'm not saying he's in heaven. I don't believe that we go to heaven or hell or anything like that. I think it's far more insanely cool and wild and amazing than that. I think he's doing fine. I think he did his work. He did his work. No matter what you think about it, no matter what, say what you want to say about him, sure. Again, I wasn't a fan. Thought he was very condescending and not very open-minded when it came to, being challenged on different things. And, he beat up on young college kids in front of big crowds. And it's just, this is not that great. But he did have some things right. He may have had the most important things right. I don't know. But he's okay. His family's going to be okay. And we're all going to be okay. But we get to pick. We get to choose what side of the team, what side of reality we want to play on. Do we want to play on the dark side, or do we want to play on the light side? I'm going to play on the light side. I'm doing that. My family, we're going to serve the light. We're here to do our small part, whatever that might be, right? But now is not a time to get into fear, because again, what happened to Charlie is going to ignite something very great. I believe that. And there may be darker times ahead. There probably are, for sure. But all the more reason to focus on what really matters. What really matters. Your connection to God, to the divine, to source, to energy, to creation, to nature, whatever you want it to be. Just find the connection to it. And then find the connection to yourself. Find the connection to your family, your friends. We need community now more than ever. Community. We need to find people who truly care about us and who we truly care about. And that's it. That's all we need. That's really all we need. But I'm telling you, if you are one of the people who are celebrating what happened, if you're happy about that, this doesn't have to be complicated. Just stay away from me. Okay? Stay away from my family. Stay away from my friends. And you do you. But I will say that you have lost your way if you agree with what happened, if you think that was a good thing. You have lost your way. You need to look deep, deep, deep within your heart and find out where things went wrong. It probably wasn't one moment. It's probably, many, many, many small things, right? But it's never too late to figure it out, to try to figure it out, to humble yourself and look at yourself and admit to yourself what's going on. What is going on inside of you? What is going on inside of you? You are not a victim. You are not weak. You are not unloved or hopeless. You're a human being. You are a human being. You are a part of this creation. And again, you get to pick. You get to choose. Whose team do you want to play on? And this isn't politics. This isn't right and left. This is This is right and wrong. This is right and wrong. Okay? Just be a good person. Don't be an asshole, right? All the religions, they say the same thing. Love God and treat the other like yourself. Don't be an asshole. Just be a good person. It's not that complicated. It's really not. We make it complicated. We love to make things complicated. I know I love to make things complicated from time to time, for sure. A little bit of drama here and there. It's fun. Yeah, it keeps things interesting. But why not just find peace? Why not just find peace? Fuck the highs, fuck the lows. Find peace. Find the middle. Find home. Come back to your heart. Come back to your heart. It's okay. Whatever you have done, it's okay. It's okay. Okay? All right? I know I'm just a nobody, but I'm telling you, whatever you've done, it is okay. You can change. You can be better. You can turn toward the light, and you can start walking that path one step at a time, just like I'm doing, just like I've been doing. It's a long journey, man. It's a long journey back home. Like, there's no rushing it. So why not just get on the path and just, let's go. Let's go. We're all just walking each other home, right? Another Ram Dass quote. We're all just walking each other home. That's all we're doing. But why not walk hand in hand instead of, fighting? If it comes down to fighting, then it comes down to fighting. And that just is what it is. It's okay. All right, whatever. But it doesn't have to be that way. You're forgiven. Again, I'm a nobody, but I need you to know that. I need you to hear that. You are forgiven. Whatever you've done, it's okay. And you are strong. You are not a victim. We're not victims. This life, this thing, this earth, it's a school. We're here to learn. We're here to get our asses kicked and learn a lot of shit and do it as many times as we need to do it. And then, upgrade to the next thing. We got a chance here. We have a chance to upgrade to 4th density, 5th density consciousness. Okay, I don't know a lot about that stuff, but there's 7 densities. They same as the chakras, 7 chakras. The root, the first density is like the elements: earth, fire, air, water. It's like the creation of the universe. It's like the dust. The things just boom. First density consciousness. It's conscious. It's God. It's creation. Okay, it's the creator exploding itself into infinite pieces so that it can experience everything that there is to experience. Everything. Okay? It starts as the dust, works its way up to 2nd density consciousness, which is like basic life forms and microbes, and you get stuff in the ocean, and you get stuff on the land, and you get animals and all the things, creepy crawlies. And then eventually 3rd density consciousness comes on board, and it's the awakening, it's the awareness, it's the, I am a being, and I know that I can be hurt. I know that I'm gonna die. Right? You gain this awareness. That's where we are. We're in 3rd density consciousness here, right? We have a chance right now to upgrade to 4th density consciousness. 4th density would align with the heart chakra, right? Bottom 3, you have the root, the sacral, the solar plexus, and you have the heart chakra. To get into the heart chakra, to be living from the heart chakra, means that you realize, you awaken to the fact that everything is connected, that we are all one. That, yes, I have an individual ego, I have this individual self, but ultimately, we're all the same energy, okay? So there's no separation. When you start to see the other as yourself, just like 51% of the time, then you can live in that 4th density consciousness space. You can live in that heart chakra space. I don't think I've got there yet. I'm working on it. I really want to get there. I do. And I'd love it if my friends and my family, everybody that I love and care about can get there too. And again, we have this chance to get there. We have this chance to upgrade. It's just enough of us have to wake up to this. Enough of us have to realize this. And I think we're going to do it. I think we're going to do it. I have hope. I have faith. I think we're going to do it. And I think that what happened yesterday is quite the spark that's going to ignite this fire. So, all right, everyone. I think that's good for this one. Have grace with each other. Have grace with the people you love. If someone means enough to you and you see them celebrating this, forgiveness is a good thing. Grace is a good thing. But eventually there has to be a line drawn. We have to use discernment. Compassion without discernment is not a good thing. So we must be compassionate, but we must have discernment. So be wise, be wise and try to give people forgiveness, because we're all having a hard time. We're all going through it together.